Hmm. It's a beautiful day today. The air feels very crisp. So anyways, I just wanted to get on here to touch on some things. I know there was a video that I had put out not too long ago about what happens when the twin flame, the apparent twin flame, comes back. What happens when they finally decide to show up? When the twin finally decides to show up? Well, there was something that I had brought up as, it's when they do decide to finally show up, it's very casual. And there's no confessing, like romanticizing it at all. They don't romanticize it. And when I said they don't confess like their love to you, I meant to say like there's no attachments there to it. Like it's not mushy. And if it is like kind of mushy, you might want to check your energy, because that means that your energy could be a little off, you know? I don't know why every time I come out here there's always bees. But anyways, nature decides it wants to come around me, but anyways, seems to kind of go together, the whole nature thing and the twin flame. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. It's all about your energy and where your energy is at. That's what I realized with my twin flame, is like once I was in that attachment energy or obsessive energy, the romanticizing would happen. But the moment I would reciprocate to it, he'd pull back. Okay, he would pull back. Not so much anymore. It's more neutral now between the both of us. It's not as there's none of that stickiness there anymore. The attachment shit, obsession, that's no more. So I did want to put that out there. Yes, they can come back and confess their love to you, but I think it's like, yeah, you might want to check your energy, because what I've realized with me is that a lot of the times it's because of the energy that I was in, because apparently you both have the same exact energy, right? They are you and you are them, apparently, energetically wise. And if you're focusing on them, this is what I've noticed, they can't focus on anything else. I mean, they can't focus on you because they are you, energetically wise. So they'll focus on everything else but you, because they are you energetically. So if you're focusing on them, they'll focus on everything else but you. But if you turn to the heart, and this is what I've noticed, when I turn to the heart and focus more on self, apparently, that's when the pullback stops. The pullback, when they pull away, that's when it stops. And they turn the focus onto you. That's just what I've noticed. The moment I stopped with the obsessive energy, the seeking out energy, the attachments, and I just started focusing more on the heart. And when I say focusing on the heart, like literally, the moment I would notice that I was like being obsessive and the attachments were coming and the seeking, I would literally start to say like a mantra. That was my go-to, was mantras. And I can share that with you and see if it works for you, because it most definitely, what I noticed is it works over here. I would say the first one I would say was, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'd put my hand on my heart. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I would say it 3 times. And then take a step back. And then if I noticed it was coming back, the obsessive energy again, I would go right back to the heart again. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Also, another one that I would say too was, you are love, you are light, you are all that is. You are love, you are light, you are all that is. You are love, you are light, you are all that is, right? And another one, which is an easy one, is I love you, 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 I love you. So honestly, when I would do this, I honestly would start to see him show up more and more and more and more. I kid you not. And the more I started to do this, do the mantras, the more I started to see clearly what it is that I needed to see about my twin flame. I started to see that he never left and that there is no separation at all. There's no separation. And that me thinking that there was such thing as separation was the mind. Just being in the mind and the obsessive energy, the attachments. But once I started turning towards the heart, what I realized is, holy shit, there is no separation at all, because through the apparent signs, through him showing up through the name, the car, right? Songs that would play, that I would hear, through other people. Like I even spoke about this in my recent video, that there were 2 other people that showed up that immediately I had recognition with. And now I'm like, holy shit, that was him appearing as is. And that the twin flame can appear and show up in different forms. Through a car, through the name, through other people, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. And because the reason why is what I've noticed, they're doing that to show you that there is no separation, that they never left, and that they can show up in any kind of way. And once it's noticed, once it's seen, you can't unsee it. Once it's seen that there is no separation and that they never left, there's this total bliss, this euphoria that you feel. This liberation, freedom that you feel. And this acceptance. And when that acceptance comes, that there is no separation and that they never left and that the signs are it, that the apparent signs that you're seeing of them are it, you feel this energetic, like what some people would call merging. But look, they never left, so there is no merging. But there are people that are in the story still and they'll call it merging or whatever, but you will realize, like, holy shit, all that shit was just the story. The signs and all that, like, it was all just the story and the fairy tale of it all, right? And that anything is possible, and that the twin flame can appear in any kind of way, just to help you. And some people will call it awakening, but with me, it helps you realize, sorry guys, there's a glare. It helps you realize that there is no separation at all, that they never fucking left. And once there's that acceptance there, that, okay, this is it. This is fucking it. Watch how fast the twin will show up physically more so. You'll start to see them physically more. And what I've noticed is when that acceptance starts to happen, you'll see the numbers first, and the name, and the hearing the name, and the car, seeing their car, and all that shit. All that shit will, all of that shit will come in full throttle. But it won't even be a thing anymore, because there's this acceptance that there is no separation, and they never left, and that is them showing up as is, all of a sudden, they'll start to show up physically a lot. You'll just see it because you've accepted the fact that all the apparent signs is the twin appearing as is, and that they never left. So energetically, what I've noticed is the twin can feel that, and that's when they start to show up more so physically. At least that's what happened with mine. At least that's what happened over here with me and a few other people that I have talked to. They have said the same thing. But, you know, I will say everyone's story is different. But what is noticed over here is once I accepted that they never left and that the signs that were appearing to happen were was the twin flame appearing as is, that's when it all just, that's when the big old bang happened. That's when the signs were so like in your face. I mean, they were in my face before, but now it's like boom, 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 boom. And then physically, they just come around more. You see them more so. And they don't leave. Only if you can stay in that neutral energy. That I call it the acceptance energy. That, you know, it is what it is. And also don't, you know, because it's easy to fall back into that obsession and attachments. It can happen a little bit, not much. But once you turn towards self, once you turn towards the heart and say those mantras, they come right back. The twin comes right back. That's just what I've noticed over here. The moment that I start to feel myself leak, these two ladies that I have come across, they call it leaks. Like once you leak a little bit with the obsession or the attachments, immediately turn to the heart. You are love, you are light, you are all that is. You are love, you are light, you are all that is. And boom, the twin flame comes back again. Because you're turning towards self. See, what it is, the thing that I've noticed about the twin flame is the moment you put the focus on them and start seeking out and obsessing over them, that's when they pull back. But the moment you turn towards the heart, they come back. It's a process. It really fucking is. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fucking process. Because it has to be noticed that the twin flame is not separate from you. They never separated from you. They're not separate. And once it's noticed, that's when it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of all falls into play, and you're like, holy shit, like, did this really just happen? Did this really just happen? Like, I don't know. It's truly amazing. It truly is amazing. But yeah, I thought I'd get on here and touch up on some things, because I had a few people commenting, saying, well, they can come back and confess their love, and they may not, but yeah, they will. They can confess their love to you, but check your energy. And even if they were, like, say you were in like a neutral energy, because what I've noticed when I'm in a neutral energy, yeah, my twin will say I love you, but it's not, there's no attachments there, and there's no attachments over here neither. So, but if there was attachments, what I did notice, when there was attachments to it, he'd pull back. Like, even like compliments and shit. Me and a friend of mine were talking about that, the compliments and shit. Like, if you compliment them, they can't handle that shit, because you're putting the focus on them. I know that sounds crazy. Like, if you say anything that, that has to do with you focusing outward, basically, you know. Apparently they all these bugs are coming out. Yeah, they pull back, man, so fast. They pull back, but the moment you turn towards the heart again, they come right back energetically. They feel it. It's an energetic thing. It's not words. It's none of that. Like, you can't connect with your twin flame through words and think that that shit's gonna work, because I've tried that. At least that's what I've tried over here. That shit don't work. They feel it energetically wise. They can feel when you're obsessing energetically wise. They can feel when you're pulling back energetically wise. It's all energy, because apparently you're the same exact energy. I got dirt. Sorry, you guys. I'm a mess over here. It's from my table. Yeah, energetically wise, they can feel it. It's all energy. So, yeah. But you can't see that through the mind. You can't see it through the mind. If you're entertaining the thought process and the mind shit, you won't see it. But the moment you turn towards the heart and watch your breathing too, like, that's another thing. If you watch your breathing, like, look down and just watch your chest moving up and down when you're breathing, man, that takes you out of the mind, because you can't be in the mind and watch yourself breathing at the same time. It just doesn't work like that. The same goes for the mantras. You can't say a mantra and be in the mind at the same time. So immediately the mantras take you out of mind. That's what this is about. And that's what I've realized, is it's all about turning towards you. Turning towards the heart. And that, my friend, is what brings, or help, I don't know, that's when the twin flame starts to show up. That's when the twin flame shows up, is when you turn towards the heart, when you turn towards self. And look, man, it's not easy. It's a process. It is. It's a process, man. And there's no control over it neither. Like, that shit happens on its own. It unnaturally unfolds. So don't be hard on yourself if you're having a hard time with it. Because, man, it took me 5 fucking years to realize this shit. And when it did happen, once it was seen for me, I couldn't unsee it. Once it was realized that they never left, that the twin never leaves, and there is no separation. But anyways, I'm just blubbering away now, and I don't know. Leave a comment if you have any questions, you know, about my experience and what I went through. I don't mind answering questions, you know. I mean, I love talking about this shit, man. I really do. It's my niche. It's my niche. I've always gravitated towards it, because there are a lot of people out here that don't have anyone to talk to about it, and it can be really hard to go through this. But anyways, I love you guys. Ciao.